What's going on? What's going on, everybody? How everybody doing today? You already know what time it is. I'm your boy Pico, the City Brown, and welcome back to another exciting episode of One-on-One Talk. You already know who it is. It's your boy Pico, the City Brown. But before I start the show, there's a couple things I want to know. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's having a blessed Monday. You know, yes, it's Monday, the beginning of the workday, so it kind of sucks. But we digress. We try to make the best out of it. That's all we can do. But before we start the show, or before I start the show, I want you guys to do me a favor. If you haven't already subscribed, feel free to go over to YouTube and hit the subscribe button. Follow me under Pico the City Brown, One-on-One Talking PTSD. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button on YouTube, go over there to TikTok, and you can also follow me on TikTok. I am on TikTok at Pico City. Hit the follow button on TikTok. You go to YouTube, hit the subscribe button on YouTube as well. I appreciate it in advance. If you already done it, thank you. If you haven't done it yet, thank you in advance. But check it out, man. I got a lot of stuff in the works, so you just have to bear with me. But without any further ado, we have an interesting topic today. Should you go into a relationship expecting things to end or not put any effort into the relationship? Should you go in a fresh relationship expecting it to end or not put any effort into that relationship? So let's see this. There we go. Now, before I start the show, I just want to say I'm not here to offend anybody, but hey, let's just talk about this thing, see if we can try to rectify some of these problems. Now, one, you should never go into a relationship thinking it's not going to be worth it. Every relationship you have or go through or be in, always try to put your best foot forward because you never know how it turns out. But you can't go into a relationship saying, hey, I'm just in it for the snaps. You know, I'm in it. I got with her or I got with him. I'm not expecting to go anywhere, but I'm with him because he's handsome or she's fine. She's got a big butt and he's Muscle City. He got nice cars or she got nice cars and they can take care of me. Don't ever go into a relationship thinking somebody can take care of you, because that's not the way to go. It's definitely mandatory not the way to go. So if y'all going at it like that, you're going at it the wrong way. Don't never walk into anything expecting no great expectations, because everybody deserves a chance, whether we like it or not. Everybody. It can be Hobo Bob. If you're going to get with Hobo Bob, give it all you got. Don't ever go into a relationship expecting the less. Don't walk in there saying, well, you know what? If we do break up, hey, I didn't put too much faith in this thing anyway. So I already do. And that's another thing we need to stop saying. I knew it wasn't going to last anyway when it comes to dealing with yourself. Now I'm not talking about other people, but if you predicting the future for your own relationship, you need not be in one. Every relationship you get, and that's with man or woman, you're supposed to at least try and strive to make the relationship work. Even if y'all get on each other's nerve like 40 going north, you still make it work. Don't ever give that person the benefit of the doubt to want to leave and knowing it was useless any freaking way. That's a waste of time. You're wasting my time and you're wasting that person's time. So it is what it is. And another thing about this, the effort in relationships. When you're in a relationship with somebody, the thing is, you got to keep that person abreast of what's going on. You got to keep that person happy. If you fall off, which sometime in most cases, some of us, we do fall off. That's not a problem. We do fall off. But what are you going to do to get back on your horse and try to please he or she? Remember last podcast I had, was it yesterday or I think it was I forgot, I can't remember what it was, but the podcast that I had, you don't go in and change. You stay what you are. If you change in relationships, you're pretty much already thinking like, you know what? I changed. I don't do what I used to do, but so what? He ain't doing it, so why should I do it? Or she ain't doing it, why should I do it? This happens a lot. We know people that been through things that do stuff like this. Well, she did it, so I'ma do it. Or he did it, I'ma do it. No, two wrongs never made it right. It never makes it right. That's what they get to saying, two wrongs, because two wrongs actually don't make it right. Now, either one of us is going to get hurt, or we're going to learn from our mistakes. We're going to build up with each other and get this thing on the ball, get it working. But never expect to go in something already knowing it's going to fail. You setting yourself up for failure. That's like somebody getting married and say, well, I'll marry you, but I don't love you. Or I'll marry you, but I'm going to be out here in 3 or 4 years anyway. But that's the mindset people have sometimes when they get married. I'm not talking about all people. That's the mindset some of us have sometimes when we get in relationships and we get married, or saying stuff like, hey, well, I'm used to this, or I'm used to that. My ex-boyfriend treated me like a queen, or my ex-girlfriend treated me like a king. I'm not your ex. I'm what is. They're what was. I'm what is. So, no, I might not give you the layout like they did, but that don't mean you should expect, well, he ain't doing this or she ain't doing that. This ain't gonna last. If it ain't gonna last, if I'm not doing that to meet your criteria of things, guess what? You shouldn't have got with me in the first place. You got with me, or I got with you, but we left that part out of it because we're in it for the snaps. It is what it is, people. That's just how I'm not gonna say this. Actually I am. That's how the world works in some cases. So we got to be careful, because you can actually hurt somebody's feelings if you lead them on. Me personally, I don't think a grown person, this is just me, I don't think a grown person, a grown man or woman can be led on. I just don't get that. But they say it happens. Me, I will never back down and say, well, you know what? I led this person on, or I led that person on, especially if you told them the rules of the game. I can't lead you on if I told you, hey, you like me, I like you, we can deal, but I do see other people on the side, and you fall deep and you see me with another girl and you like, I don't believe you did this, you hurt my feelings. No, you hurt your own feelings, because I told you, one, you're not the only person I'm dealing with. But that's just me. Everybody's not like me. Hey, it is what it is. But yeah, always put a good effort into a relationship. I don't care what it is, because just because things start off raw, that don't mean it can't get fresh. It don't mean that everybody's on pins and needles or walking in eggshells in a fresh relationship. That goes with everybody, because we have to figure each other out. We have to know the do's and don'ts about things, the yes and no's. But when you get it down to a science or down to a T, it should be pretty smooth sailing. That's how people fall in love with each other. They find out what they're dealing with. They like your ways so much, and you like their ways so much, and they want to continue to be around you, want to continue to be around them. And that's how people fall in love. They get married and they live happily ever after, whatever. But me personally, I don't think I ever went into a relationship expecting it to go wrong. Like, yeah, you know what? I like her. She's showing signs I like her, and I know she like me, but I'm going to get with her just to shut her up. Even if you say stuff like that, that's still saying you going on this boy expecting the down end of it. So it's crazy. Yes, it is. And some relationships are effortless because nobody wants to do the heavy lifting. Nobody. They're waiting on you to do it. If I'm in a relationship and I slack up, that don't mean you slack up too. You got to put that effort into it. Well, he fell off or she fell off. That don't mean I'm going to fall off. I'm going to continue to do my job. Maybe you'll catch on. If you don't catch on, then we have to talk about it. If we talk about it, you don't catch on, that's not leading somebody on, or that's not going in with low expectations, or going in already knowing it's going to break up. I mean, you guys are going to break up. It's not that. It's not that at all. But at the way things are, the way the world is, people are in relationships for the wrong reasons. That's why a lot of people, have you ever noticed people can be with each other for years, 10, 12, 13, 20, 14 years. And the minute they get married, 6 months later, she's going left and he's going right. Why? Because out of all of that stuff they did, they really didn't know each other. They didn't. There's a saying, you don't know nobody till you move in with them. You move in with them people, well, with your girlfriend or your boyfriend, and then you get to see what they really are. He may be a slob. She may be just have a nasty house with roaches and stuff. But once you're over there, you don't see that because they clean up when you're there. But when you make that your home, y'all got to work together. I move in with you or you move in with me. So guess what? We got to work together now. But that's just me. Relationships is not based on Pico. It was never based on Pico because people was in relationships before I was even thought of. So let's just be honest about it. Things don't work in relationships because people don't push forward to make them work. You know, cuz, what's going on, man? Appreciate it too. Now, if you're single, then guess what? You're single. Just because Michael is single, maybe I don't want to be single. That's fine. If I don't want to be single, I don't want to be single. If he's single, I can't be saying, man, you don't know what you're missing. Man, you better get you a woman. Or he say, man, Pico, you don't know what you're missing. Man, you better leave these girls alone. Just be single. You can do, maybe that's not my lifestyle. Maybe that's his, and he's fine with that. No harm ever came to him. He wake up every day. He go to work. He pay his bills. He do whatever. And he get on with his life. Maybe me, I'm not the type of guy that wants to be like that. Maybe I want a companion. So that's why we should never rain on each other's parade. Never. What was that you said? What is this? I can't even see that. I think people do that to protect their feelings just in case it does go wrong. Yeah, that's like saying, I want to marry you, but I got $500,000 in my account. You don't know nothing about it, but I'm keeping this just in case we get a divorce. If you go into marriage thinking that, it's going to go wrong anyway. Remember, when you're married, under God's eyes, there are no secrets. There are no secrets. So all it is, separate accounts, and she got $500,000 in his account, and when the house is in jeopardy, she up and leave. You ain't spending my money. No, you're there with him. His bills are your bills. Same thing, vice versa. If I fall, you step in. Or if you fall, I step in. You're doing a great job with this. Hey, cuz, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, man. That means a lot to me. But yeah, as I was saying, Tanisha, I get what you're saying, but when you're in a relationship, you can't protect your feelings, because if you want to protect your feelings, don't be in a relationship, because relationships are like dice. You rolling dice, you rolling the bones. Sometimes you get snake eyes, sometimes you won't. So you can't say, I'm not talking about you in general. I'm just using what you said as an example. So don't beat me up. You can't say, well, you know what? I'm with you, but I gotta have my feelings. You don't need to be with me then. You don't need to be with me, because if I come in and my feelings are, you know, about everything what's going on, how I feel about you, and all that type of ingredients when it comes to feelings, and you got stuff on the side, dude, that's kind of that's a pretty deep slope. Because now if something go wrong, I can turn it around on you and say, well, you know what? We lost the house because you didn't want to give up none of your money. Well, I was saving this money just in case something like this. I gave you time to get on your feet. You ain't get on your feet. It's been 6 months or a year. This money is for me. I got to survive off this money. Remember the story I told you about, if I got to eat out of a can, you got to eat out of a can too. If I got to sleep in an attic with rats crawling on us, you got to do it too, because obedience is better than sacrifice. If you love me, you got to prove it. Love is sacrifice. You have to prove it. I can't be like, well, you know what? We got to go back to the house with the roaches. Oh, I'm getting me a room. Okay, man, that's fine. No, I'm getting the room. You go back over there, but you're my wife or I'm your husband. That's not love. It's not at all. That's why the people before us, that's why they stuff lasts alone, because they did stuff together. They was like this. Couples back in the days, or married couples back in the days, was like freaking Starsky and Hutch, Hunter and McCall. Come on, man. Let's just be honest. Now, at the first sign of battle, everybody want to turn pink and run. That's not what it's about. So if you turn in pink and run, you wasn't expecting this relationship to flourish in the first place. You wasn't. So I don't care what people say about they just doing this to just in case something happens. If it happens, it happens. If it happens, it happens. If it happens, it happens. And if it don't, it don't. But if it happens and both of us can live to tell the story and flourish and learn from our mistakes, then we, guess what? That's what you call a healthy couple, because it's always going to be two. God didn't make man and just left it at that. He made man and woman to work together. Man, woman. Woman help man, man help woman. But now it's like everybody for themselves. And I can't even blame it on the women, because a lot of guys do it too. It's every man for themselves. The ship is going down, but guess what you doing? You ain't even looking for me. You jumping over in the lifeboat and say, well, you know what? Get there when you can. Today, many of us in our community are in serious need of therapy. Marcus, once again, man, you own and popping with it, bro. I've been saying it for the longest. Black people do not like to go through therapy. They do not like to talk about things. And I remember there was a time when black men didn't want to open up. But guess what? Now women don't want to open up, because just like people say, well, you know, a black man open up, that means he's soft, he's feminine. Women do it too, because people think that opening up and talking to people, that's not the way to go. Take it from somebody who don't. And like I always say, I never speak on these podcasts about people if I don't put myself in the mix too. You looking at a person that never told nothing to nobody. I mean, I was literally tough as nails. I didn't just say that because it sound good. I told nobody nothing. But I had to come to a realization, man, you need somebody to talk to. So now I open up more. I do, and life is better for me. But I'm sorry, back to what you were saying. Community in a serious need of therapy. Yeah, there are a lot of men and women that are dealing with trauma and lies. Man, look, if I drink, I would give a shout out to you right about now, bro. But I do got a little Pepsi left. Just for you, Marcus. But yeah, you're right, man. You're absolutely right. We dealing with so much trauma in our lives. So much, man. Trauma and lies. People, and you know what? Today, it's gonna be a 2-for-1. It's gonna be a 2-for-1. I'm gonna talk about this too. Because Marcus, you just opened up a whole new can of worms, man. Do we not know how many people suffer from childhood trauma and lies, the things they've seen, the things they've been through? Brothers molesting the sister molesting the brothers, and the father sleeping with the sons and the daughter. That we grow up, but guess what? When they do stuff like that, those kids gotta grow up. And it don't, when they get old, it just don't. And yes, it does happen. There's a very small percentage of people grow up and they just block it out their mind. Like, you know what? It's done. But look at all the people who try to block it out their mind, but they can't. The world is full of them. If you sit some people down and you say, you know what? We gonna name this Confession Monday. No lie, no cap, just everybody tell the truth on some of the darkest things they've been through in their life. Half of us will come out with tears in our eyes, because people been through some stuff. People been through some stuff I can't even imagine. But that's the way it is for black people. Now, notice I don't talk about any other race, because I'm a black man, so I nominate myself to talk about the black race. But yeah, Marcus, you're absolutely right, man. I love you for that. I love you for that comment right there, man. That comment right there says so much. It reaches out to a very long extent of people, man. Pops, how you doing? How you doing, sir? Nice to meet you. No, I'm saying nice to meet you. Glad to have you aboard, Pops. But yeah, Black people have been dealing with trauma for the longest. But we don't say nothing because back in the days, if a man was to say something, he was shunned upon. He was frowned at. Man, what are you doing? Man, stop being a punk. Suck it up. And guess what? These are the ones that grow up with problems, man. These guys are messed up. But it's not just the girls that have been molested. Imagine you as a child being a boy and you're being molested by another guy in the family or your father. That will mess you up. That'll mess you up. But we don't talk about it. And it's not even about molesting, beating on people. You know how many kids in this world, black kids and, well, yeah, kids, that means sons and daughters, seeing their mothers get beat up by black men, their boyfriends or husbands or something like that, seeing them get the crap beat out of them, their baby father, get beat them like the Romans freaking beat Jesus. That does something to a kid's mind. So when they grow up, guess what? They want to do the same thing. They want to do the exact same thing because in their eyes, that's the way to keep somebody. And the mama don't make it no better because she stayed. So it's pretty much a topsy-turvy because if somebody's beating on you, let's just be honest, you leave. I don't care if you have to go to a freaking shelter or a hotel. You get up out of there because one day you might not be able to get up out of there. So now we're going to flip back to the relationship thing. Yeah, this was a doozy. As I was saying earlier, never, I don't care if you're a male or female, never go in a relationship thinking it's already going to end before it even takes off. You wishing bad luck on your own damn self. You know how many good people that we were with, but we thought it wasn't going to be nothing, and these people actually made it in life, or they're happy with somebody else, and you sitting looking like you got the gas face down, like, damn, man, I wish I would have stayed. No, it's too late. It's too late. He moved on, she moved on, because you thought that it wasn't going to work. So if you thought it wasn't going to work, leave that thought in your head and leave them alone. It's simple. You know what? I don't want to be with you, or that you ain't got to tell them I'm going to be with you, but it ain't going to work. Okay, so guess what? If you want to be with me and it ain't going to work, you don't mind if I go ahead and sleep with somebody else because you already got it in your head that it's going to go backwards anyway. So I'm going to go on and sleep with Susan and Helen, or I'm going to go on and sleep with Michael or John or the Pookies and Ray Rays, but I'm going to come home to you. But you already established that, hey, it ain't working. It's common sense. It's actually common sense, man. We mess up for ourselves and then we want to play victim and blame the woman for the problem or blame the man from the problem. Hey, you know how I am. I'm 50-50 down the line. You got twisted brothers just like you got twisted sisters. It's all a dead end. It's all a deep end. Women can do a hell of a lot better than what they doing, and the men can do a hell of a lot better than what they doing. Instead of putting the horns on and the charges on and ramming each other in the head, sit down and compromise some things. Well, let's talk about this thing. What can we do to make this relationship work? Don't be so quick to just throw away your relationship. Oh, there she go trip it again, or there he go trip it again. Have you ever thought that sometimes you do owe people an excuse? You owe them that. Because guess what? There's a saying, there ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. I suppose she turned around and did the same thing. Damn, girl, where you at? I was just out hanging with friends. I've been calling you, man. You call me too much, man. Just give me some room. You'll have a fit, because we all know, and I'm a man too, but we all know in certain situations, men can't take hurt like a woman can. That's just in some situations. I'm not saying all situations, but guess what? We can't. Because remember, we are visual creatures. Women are not visual creatures. Women are more emotional creatures. The brothers are visual. Now I'm not saying every woman, but if you care about a woman and you're in love with that woman and you have the idea in your head that she's cheating and she's having sex with another man, you don't know what you'll do. You're going to be hurt and pissed at the same time. But a woman is she's more settled in that group because they think the same thing we do. I don't know what you doing to this woman. I know what you do to me, but you probably doing the same thing to her, or you probably doing the same thing to him. Because we're visual, guys are visual. We thinking like, okay, she did this. I know she do stuff to me, so she doing it to him. No, I can't do this, man. I can't do this. But it is what it is. I don't believe in putting hands on a woman. Just leave. Thanks, Pops. Man, I can't stress that enough, and I appreciate you for saying it. Just leave. Take a walk or a ride. Only one son she keeps. Yep, there you go. Just leave, man. Just leave. If she even in your face talking crazy, you ain't gotta hit her. Now I can understand if she going upside your head with a stick or something. Yeah, you have to defend yourself. I'm not saying pick her up and throw her out of a window or something. Just restrain her. Grab her arms, hold her down, call the police. This is what she was trying to do. But if she in your face, blah, 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 don't turn around and just cold cock her. Because you already know what she gonna do. She finna call the boys, and guess where you going? 26 in California. You're going right to 26, and you got to chill, rest your boots for a while. But you be surprised at the trauma that men and women go through. It's not just the men. I mean, it's not just the women, it's the men too. Men go through abusive relationships. I mean, it's not as big as it is with women, but you got, and yes, it does sound funny, but you got women that beat on their husbands. Yeah, I mean, it's not a big percentage, but you have women that beat on their husbands and belittle their husbands just like men belittle their wives. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. So it is what it is, man. We just gotta do better when it comes to relationships and put your best foot forward. Don't ever walk in there saying it's not gonna work, or you know what? My expectations of this is way too low, or I ain't gonna put no effort because it's not gonna go nowhere, so I'm not gonna put an effort. But you do know if you don't want to put an effort, don't be with somebody because you already know it's not gonna go nowhere. So you're wasting my time and you're wasting your time. But yes, I will say when you're in a relationship and you two come to an agreement that it's gonna be just you two, you gotta put an effort in that thing to make that joker work, man. Yes, sir, you have to be the bigger man. Yeah, you know what? Man, Pops, women, let me tell you something about, well, I ain't got to tell you nothing about women. I'm just saying. And all the guys on here, I appreciate y'all, and all the women on here, I appreciate y'all. But women, y'all know y'all can be a handful. Y'all know y'all can be a handful. Centrell, I saw you, man. Give me a second. Hold on a second, bro. Let me see, can I get you on here? This is a guy I know, everybody. He's a very intellectual young brother, so I'm gonna try to get him on here. Let's see. Let's see what he can do. Can y'all still hear me? Centrell, can you hear me, bro? I guess not. But I'm quite sure you guys can still hear me. Ooh, my neck. Oh, man. Try to get this back going on. Give me a minute. Looking for my headphones. Hey. Boy, he probably didn't mean to do that. Okay, he can hear me. Okay, cool. Yeah, but as I was saying, we don't go, and I can't stress this enough. Do not get into a relationship if you're not ready to get into one. It's easy. I know a lot of us don't like to be alone, and I know a lot of us need a companion or want a companion or just like to be around some people, but if you're not ready for it, don't do it. Because you're wasting that person's time. They can be out there being happy or jumping through hoops or whatever, but you holding them down. And that's not just for the brothers, that's for the sisters too. Some of us have spiteful relationships. I'm miserable. I'm with you. I have to make you miserable because that's my safe zone. You go out there and try to find somebody. Now I got to make you even more miserable. Let them go. You know you ain't doing the job you're supposed to do. You know you know you're not. You know you're not. So just let them go. Either you have to let them go, that's one, or you have to ship up to or get yourself shaped up to a way that you're going to do better. Now, guess what you got to do? You got to prove to that person. And I'm not just saying prove to women. Women got to prove to men too. Because now it's a two-way street now. It's not always about the women. You got to do this. You got to put that. No, those days are done. The brothers got to get respect too. Just like the women want respect, the brothers got to get respect too. So if you're in a relationship, don't always expect him to come flying in and helping you. Help him too. Because all of us need help. All of us. I know we were all taught, well, you're the man. No, I'm the man of the house when I marry you. Then that responsibility falls on me. So guess what? That means don't expect me to always pay for dinner. That's what that means. Don't expect me to always buy you fancy things. Hell, I like fancy things too. Now, probably your taste might be more than mine. You probably want a purse or something that's going to cost a couple of bucks. But men have always been more easier to please than women. When it comes to materialistic things, yes. I used to date this girl. I'm not going to call her name. I used to date this girl. Yeah, I used to date this girl. And she was telling her friends, she like, how is it between you and Pico? She like, you know what? I ain't going to lie. He's a fun guy to be around. He's got a good sense of humor. He's funny as hell. He makes you laugh. He's one of the easiest persons I've ever dated. And it was like, why would you say that? She told them all he want to do is skate and play video games. She said, I can buy him 1 billion video games because I already know where he's going to be. Guess what? And she came back and told me that. That made me feel good. But guess what? She's not the only person that told me that. I'm easy to get along with. I don't want the world because guess what? The world is not mine to control. That's way too much power. I don't care about cars with rims or I gotta have these shoes or Jordans. I don't care about none of that stuff. My heart, and if y'all know me, y'all already know where my heart lies. My heart, I'm not talking about my kids, I'm just talking about me in general. Games and Transformers. Those are my hobbies. I collect them. No, I don't play with them, people. I collect them. That's a hobby of mine ever since I was a child. That's easy. These days it's hard to find a good woman or a man. Pops, you're right, man. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. It's hard as HE double hockey sticks. Because now, guess what? Everybody's out for blood. Everybody's out to take something from each other. He got this. Women, the mothers teach their daughters, get you a man with money. Rule number one, mom, you was wrong because that's his money. The father teach their kids the same thing, get you a woman with money. No, that's their money. We can work together. Sure we can. I got money in the bank. You got money in the bank. We ever get married or something like that, guess what? It comes together. Simple. But everybody's out for blood now. All of us is out for blood. I'm not talking about you guys on here. Centrell, what you say, brother? We get in relationships and don't understand, I ain't got my reading glasses on, and don't understand the purpose of the relationship. We are searching for love and don't understand the meaning of love or what it looks like or should be. Amen to you, brother. And you know what? I'm glad you said that because I've been knowing you for quite some time. You're a young dude, man. You're a young brother, man. We used to skate together up there cracking jokes, but I've seen you progress. I knew you before. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna put your business out before you and your girl even met. I already knew, but look at you now. Look at you, man. So my head's off to you. And the reason why I say that because every time I'm always uplifting my brothers or my sisters, if they doing good, I'm going to always uplift them. Remember, this show ain't just about Pico. It's about all of us. 38. Wow. So that's just me. Centrell's a great guy. He's a great guy. I've been on him for a while. And some of the sisters on here, I know you guys are beautiful sisters. I'm giving what my father used to say. You give people their roses while they're alive. And that's what I'm doing. This ain't just my show. I mean, of course it's my show, but without you guys, I'll be talking to the wind. So I thank y'all for listening to what I have to say. That's how we grow together. But back to the relationship thing. It's a toss-up. There's no good. I mean, I'm not gonna say there's no good men and women. It's hard to find them because the way we were raised, man. Some of us took the way we were raised and try to blend it in with our lifestyle. No, man, that lifestyle might not work for you. It might not work for you. I didn't come from an abusive background. I came from a 2-parent home till the day the Lord took them away. So that's all I know is good things. So, but I can't get mad at somebody that grew up in a single parent home and look down and like, huh, you're nothing to me. No, that's a waste of my time. Because whether we like it or not, 2-parent home, single parent home, we're all black people trying to survive and make it to the next day or make it to the next life. So it really doesn't matter. I know a lot of good people that come from a single parent home, a lot of them. And guess what they did? They made something out of themselves. So it really doesn't matter. But true, 2-parent home has more structure. Yes, that do. That's just with everything because 2 is better than 1. But if you're a single mother, teach your kids the truth. Teach your kids the fear of God, because if you don't teach your kids the fear of God, you're a deadbeat mom. I don't care how much money you spend on your kids. Your kids can dress up in Prada, Fendi, whatever was trending. If they don't know nothing about God, you failed the kids, man. Simple. You ain't got to be a scholar from heaven or have the knowledge of Moses and Solomon. Oh, you ain't got to do that. Sit down and teach them a little bit. Because they have to grow up. We might not be here when they get our age. We might not be here. But we're here because we were their age. So they have to know something. I can't stand up here and talk stuff like this if I didn't have good teaching and raising like my parents did. And this is just one Brown. All of us talk like this. We have fun just like everybody else, but we got sense. So it's pretty much, it's up to the world to make this right between man and women. But first, it starts within us. So that's pretty much how it goes, guys. Don't jump in these relationships already knowing it's set for destruction. That's like getting on a plane and the captain come on and say, well, yeah, this is your captain speaking. We're going to fly. Before we take off, people loading up, everybody on the plane, the door is open. If y'all want to go back out, go ahead. But I'm just letting y'all know. When we fly over the Rockies, I'm crashing the plane. You think everybody going to stay on the plane? Oh, that sounds fun. You might live, you might not. But there's a bigger percentage that you'll be unalive than survive. That's my time for the day, people. I hope everybody learned something from the day, because I did. I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank Centrell, Pops. I want to thank you. Aisha, Tanisha, y'all know I'm blind, so I can't see everybody. Marcus, you already know what time it is, bro. Appreciate you, man. Miss Scorpio, hey, how you doing? You're a newcomer. Do me a favor. Feel free to go to my YouTube channel, Pico the City Brown, One-on-One Talk, PTSD. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. You can also follow me on TikTok. I don't know if we follow each other on TikTok, but you already know Pico City on TikTok. Hit that follow button. Oh wait, we got something here. I don't think people looking for bad men or bad women. It's what we are attracted to. That's true. And sometimes what we are attracted to is not good for us. That's true too, man. But that's another topic. I probably will talk about that one tomorrow. So I'm out of here. I want to thank everybody for listening. And like I always say, keep God first, because we need him. Pray more, people, and just like Bill and Ted say, just be excellent to each other, because none of us know how long we're going to be here. I'm Pico the City Brown. I'm signing off. This is One-on-One Talk, saying I'm out of here. See you guys tomorrow. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. And then, hey, if you want to support the channel, yes, feel free. I do accept stars. So, hey, if you want to support it, knock yourself out. If you don't want to support it, guess what? I love you guys anyway. We still going to do this. I'm out of here, man. This is Pico the City Brown signing off, saying take care of yourself and each other.